Be careful who you call a friend. Ever since I was a kid, my parents and my grandma, they always tell me there's nothing in this lifetime called a friend. I never got it. Every time, like, I would just be like, what are they even talking about? They don't know what they're talking about. Okay. Until like high school, I actually understood what they were saying. Like, yes, you can have friends with this in this lifetime. There's such thing called a friend, but just because you call somebody your friend doesn't mean they consider you as a friend. You might think you're close to your friend, you care about them, but you don't know what intention your friend has. Be careful who you trust. Don't trust people is basically what they're saying. Like, you can befriend somebody, but that doesn't mean they need to know everything about your life. Keep things to yourself. I don't care. I've had friends since middle school. I talk to them, but they don't know everything about my life. If they were to talk about me, they can only talk about experience they had between me. They can't really tell me what I'm doing right now. I don't tell people my business. I literally just watched a video of this man. He was talking about be careful who you let in your house. And I'm like, this is beautifully said, because that's so true. Be careful who you put in your business. Like, that gut feeling you have whenever a person's asking you questions like this, like it's an interrogation, like it's an interview, and something's telling you don't answer, don't tell the truth, listen to that. Oh, a person asking you, oh, how's you and your girlfriend doing? How's you and your boyfriend doing? What's going on? What's good? And you can't, like, you lost your train of thought. You can't think about it. That's your higher self telling you to shut up. You're about to buy a cart. You about to get a new job. You think about going back to school. Don't chill. Like, don't tell people your business like that. Be careful who you call a friend. You can't get betrayed by an enemy. You get betrayed by a person that you knew. Who says that friend, that person you call a friend, who said they're not going to betray you? You don't even know what's going on in their head. They can show it. They can put a front. They can smile in your face, but behind closed doors, they're talking bad about you. You never know. And if you have a gut feeling about a person and stuff, believe that feeling. You don't need evidence. You don't need logic. No, if you just have a little feeling, hey, that person might not be my friend. That person might not be your friend. Simple as that. Simple as that. I've literally had people that I consider a friend. When they saw me, they said everything positive. They say, I love this about you. They're smiling in my face. Behind closed doors, I found out they're talking horribly about me. They're envious. Not because of what I have, because of who I am. People might hate you because they hate how other people like you. They hate how you walk in a room and you just light it up. You brighten every room that you walk in. You turn heads without even trying. People want to come up to you and start a conversation. You don't even have to do anything but exist. People don't like that. They might have to do the extra mile just to get attention. You just exist and boom, you get attention just like that. People are envious because of that. So be careful who you call a friend. Be careful who you call a friend. I want to refer back to that video about careful who you allow in your house, because that's so true. Back when I was in college, I had a dorm, right? And this girl was adamant to come in my dorm, right? I have 3 situations about the same dorm room. It's crazy. I have 3 completely different people. Let me talk about the first one. She's adamant about going in my dorm, right? But I didn't think too much of it because I'm like, hey, I went in her dorm room, so it's not that big of a deal. She just wants to see mine. Okay, cool. While we're in our room, while we're in my dorm, I realized I had to go to the bathroom. But I was like, by the bathroom, I had a traditional dorm. So my bathroom was outside my dorm, and we had like the community of the bathrooms. But something told me, don't let her stay in your room. I was like, you're right. I was like, okay, I have to go to the bathroom. Can you sit in the lobby for a second? Okay, cool. But before I even had to go to the bathroom, I realized when she went into my room, she's eyes are everywhere. Like, she was looking everywhere, like she lost something. Like, eyes were everywhere. She was like, wow, your dorm is so big. I like this, I like that. I'm like, thanks. Like, My dorm is not this big. I let her borrow my charger, right? While I'm leaving, I'm like, hey, have you seen my charger? She's like, no. I'm like, isn't that my charger? She's like, no, that's not your charger. I'm like, that's my charger. She's like, no, it's not my charger. I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna trip. Maybe it's just her charger. Come to find out, she took my charger. It ain't that big of a deal. But it's like, if she could take my charger, what would she would have taken if I let her stay in my dorm? What was she gonna do? What was she gonna tamper with if I let her stay in my dorm by herself? That would have been a disaster. I'm glad I trust that gut feeling. I really am. I'm glad that the only thing she took, the only things that she tampered with was just my charger. I'm glad. But another situation. This girl wants to hang out in my dorm. I never been in her dorm. I only know that we live in the same building, but she lives a floor above me. Every time we hang out, she's like, okay, we can hang out in the lobby. But every time we want to switch a location, she keep on asking about my dorm. No. I kept on saying no. She was asking so much. At this point, she was begging. I still said no. Because I'm like, why do you want to be in my dorm so much? That's already alarming. Why do you want to see where I live at? Why do you want to see where I rest my head at night? My most vulnerable place on this planet. Why do you want to know? No. Like, if you're feeding that hard to see where I put my head at night, something's wrong. You have horrible intentions. Because what? Just think about it. Like, it was weird. But yet, whenever she had to leave and go to the dorm to get something, she didn't invite me. I would think because you want to be in my dorm so bad, you would invite me in your dorm. She had to get something to bring me because I forgot something. I don't remember. Actually, no, that's the wrong thing. She left her clothes at my friend's dorm because she had to change in my friend's dorm. So my friend was kept on calling her hey, come get your clothes. It's been 2 weeks. Come get your clothes. She didn't get her clothes. So my friend gave me her clothes so I can give it to her. But I'm like, hey, I don't I have your clothes. So-and-so gave me your clothes because you wouldn't take it. Here are your clothes. And I'm like, okay, what floor, what room do you live at so I could just drop it in front of your dorm? She's like, oh, no. She didn't want me to know where her dorm was. Ain't that a little fishy? You want to know where my dorm is. You want to know how my dorm looks so badly. But you're so concerned to not even know where you have your dorm. That's alarming. That's crazy as just think about it. You want to get in my dorm so bad, but the moment I had to go next to your dorm to drop off your clothes, it's a no. It's a hard no. Why is that? Because people project how they feel on the inside. She probably has bad intentions on what she wants to do to my dorm, what she wants to do with where I live at. So she assumes I might do the same thing. People snitch on themselves without even talking. All you got to do is just let people talk and they will snitch on themselves. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Another situation. I wasn't even thinking at the time. I was hanging out with this girl. We shared the same area, not the same building. I go there and I'm going to my dorm. But at the time I was I shouldn't let her know where my dorm is. That's the voice I heard. But I was it's too late. She's already in my dorm. Okay, cool. Come to find out, when she needs something, she was this whole situation, but she brung other people to my building on my floor and she was asking where I was. But she couldn't remember where my dorm room was. But I remember when she called me, I was something's fishy about this. Why does she want to meet up with me? I look outside my people and I see her in a group of people there. And I'm what is going on? After that experience, be careful who you call a friend. I'm glad that God, the universe, has shown me why I shouldn't just let anybody come to the place that I call home. Come to the place that I rest my head at night. You literally do not know what goes into people's minds. You do not know what people are thinking. So you're letting somebody into your most vulnerable place, your home, the place that you eat, sleep, go to the bathroom, everything in. That's the energy alone. The energy, you don't even know what's attached on that person and you're letting them in your crib. I'm saying this to myself too, because I learned my lesson. I'm glad that nothing bad has ever happened. The most that I lost out of this was just a charger, and I bought a new one. That's it. I don't need to learn it the hard way anymore. Like, when my grandma and my parents would keep on saying there's nothing in this lifetime called a friend, I see what they're saying. I have friends. I value my friends. I respect and I trust my friends to a certain extent. You can trust somebody, but what does that trust sound like? What does that trust look like? What is within that trust? Like, just because I trust you doesn't mean I have to tell you everything that I'm doing in life. Just because I trust you, that doesn't mean I trust you with my life. I trust you with my business. We can be friends, we can hang out, but I don't have to tell you everything. People still have insecurities. People still have baggage. People still are humans. So even if you call somebody your friend, you cannot help the insecurities that you might have. If I share something with a friend and I see that they have a look on their face that changed the moment I share an achievement, I triggered something in them. An envious friend is the most dangerous friend to ever have. A person that's envious of you, they wish they have what you have, that's not a friend. That's not somebody you could trust, not even with your business. So be careful who you call a friend. Like, it's really crazy how people will literally pretend to like you just to get close to you, to destroy you. It's insane. It's sad, but it's the truth. People act this way. So if you're thinking in your head, I want to share this with somebody, but it can be the smallest, I don't know. Trust that, I don't know. Because what do you gain by not telling them anything? Maybe tell them after you achieve it. Maybe tell them after you achieve that said thing. Tell them what you got going on after you have it, not in the process, not before you do it. Just sip it. Because the moment there's negative energy on something, it might weigh it down and you might not achieve it. I realize the more I share my plans with people, the more and more my plans are less likely to flourish. I don't know what energy is behind it. I've met people and I've heard conversations where a person will walk in a room, they smile at the person, they give them compliments, they talk to them, the moment that person leaves, they talk bad about the person. They lied about the compliments that they gave. Like, I love your skirt. The moment they leave, that was an ugly skirt. Crazy. It's crazy just to even think about this. Like, you don't know who's a true friend to you unless they showed you how they're not a true friend. Like, people need to give you a reason to trust them, not people need to give you a reason not to trust them. Like, trust is not given, it's earned. If you give me a reason to trust you, okay, boom. But just because I call you a friend does not mean I trust you. You need to give me a reason to trust you. That's just how I see it. People are crazy and people are really good at acting. A lot of people deserve like Oscars, the way they act around people. A1 acting. They would act like they like somebody, but behind closed doors, they hate that person. They're envious over that person. That's crazy. Be careful who you call a friend, because it's scary out here. Just because you have a good heart does not mean your so-called friend does. And there's signs that a person is not a true friend. You just gotta peep. You gotta actually sit back and let people talk. Listen more than you talk. You'll be mind blown on how many signs of things that you hear. How many things you'll be aware of the more and more you allow people to snitch on themselves. If you realize you're achieving something and you don't get a congratulations, but they're there for you whenever you're having a bad day, run. If a friend can't be there for you on a sunny and a rainy day, that's not a true friend. Your friend might be there to congratulate you, but they're not there to be a shoulder to cry on. Or a friend might be there to be a shoulder to cry on, but they can't celebrate with you. They cannot do both, and they can't be genuine. And whenever they do it, you don't feel like it was right. It feels like when you hug them, you're hugging a wall. God is telling you, hey, that ain't a real friend. Use your discernment. pray for discernment. Practice discernment. That gut feeling is there for a reason. It can be the tiniest little inkling, like like this tiny, that you think a friend is not real. Trust that inkling. Your friend is not real. That's not a real friend. It's simple like that. I'm gonna wrap up this video because I don't want it to be this long. Be too long. But yeah. Stay beautiful. Stay peaceful. Stay resilient. And stay happy, reflection. Thanks for having time with Tati. I'm out.